Apologies for the breaking transmission. We appreciate you for staying with us on the decks of Global Television. We're taking a look at the fact that it's more than 2 weeks right now where children, students, and pupils that were kidnapped and abducted in the school are still in the custodies of their abductors. And this is quite worrisome that even despite the assurances from the president and the governor himself to secure the safe release of the captive, nothing has been done regarding their freedom. And we've taken a look at this, coupled with the fact that even the federal government has published names of some suspects, linking to issues of terrorism. And this has sparked controversies within the peace of the Kaduna state. Mr. Ibrahim, Honorable Ibrahim, still with me here in the studio to make these conversations. Back to you. These children, the peoples that have been abducted, about 287 of them are still in the custody, of the abductors. And one may begin to imagine, as I was asking earlier, how did they arrange all of this? 287 is a large number to abduct at a time. And even to the fact that them asking the federal government to pay 1 billion naira before they could release, this has given consensus on Nigerians that as if there are people, behind this act, trying to extort money from the federal government, ransom. You condemned it earlier. What can you say about this?
It looks from a common sense like there is no government in Nigeria, or you have another government or different country or another country in Nigeria. Because 200 plus people are not needle that when you throw it inside the forest you cannot see. We are talking of movement. We are talking with the present technology achievement that you can track anything, but you cannot track 200 plus people, and you cannot save their lives. So what is the responsibility? The responsibility of the government is to protect the lives of properties, to feel secured. And if you are not secured and you are vulnerable, automatically the government is of no use to you. The government is of no value. You are on your own. So my advice is that the government should quickly redeem its image, quickly recover these children. And I think we have been playing we have become a laughing stock to other parts of the world. Let us prove that, yes, Nigerians have the capacity, and there is a government that can be able to defend its citizens anywhere. So that is my.
And are you also afraid that there shouldn't be a repeat of Chibok girls incidents that once took place in this country, the way it's going?
Whatever happens, it is the responsibility of the government. The government, it is a responsibility. Everything the president as the commander-in-chief.
So the president has power to get these people?
The president has the power with instruction, verbal. Today, if the president say, I want this within an hour, 2 hours, or head must roll, you will see how quickly these people will come out. And if he sack the security chiefs and made new ones, you will see how quickly those ones, all this time will be. And when it is repeating itself, and he too, he is repeating and sacking people, that is when you see result. But here, everybody is showing that it's not his business. You are on your own. If bandits catch you, you are on your own. If Boko Haram catch you, you are on your own.
And people are paying ransom.
Yes, people are paying. Even recently, I learned that some police officers were caught for collecting 30 million naira. So you can see the complexity of it. So many security agencies are involved in this.
So the president should be a president in this issue. He should be a president in this issue.
Definitely.
All right, so we'll take a look at issues in ECOWAS, and Niger. Niger seems to have distanced themselves from even the fact that ECOWAS have lifted the ban, and it seems they are not interested, in trading with us. Tell us about, some of its boundaries. You understand that even the electricity, there is a connectivity between some northern part of this country to Niger. So now that Niger seems to having an attempt to form their own sub-region bloc, it has given, some concern because ECOWAS are trying to make peace. And it seems Niger are happy with the way they are. Things are happy. If you go to Niger, the citizens seem to be happy with the current government.
The situation is that Nigeria have underestimated the regime change. And they were thinking they are still where they are and not reading on what is going on. And they are still underrating the Nigerian administration. First of all, any country that started the way Niger started, you have to follow a peaceful means of staying together. Especially like us, Nigeria. We have a high population, and Niger is our neighbor. It can be used to destabilize Nigeria. Likewise, other countries that were also surrounding us, which are Francophone countries. We should never agree for Europe or America to come and make us enemies, or Russia. Because already these people, they were infiltrated, they were tilted toward Russia, and now in the long run, the loser is Nigeria. Because Niger right now doesn't need anything from us. And their economy, they say, is the first developing economy in the world. From the uranium, they are collecting $300. Now they are collecting $2,000 per major. So you see, they have busted $1,700. Go to Niger now. I was there. I saw the development. Roads are ongoing. Schools are expanding. Hospitals are expanding. Building more hospitals, building more schools, equipping them, not the way we equip our own. They are developing at a jet speed. So, and they have one advantage over us. They have the French technology and European technology. And now the Russians are coming to teach them the Russian technology. So they have a very good blended technology. So very soon you will see necessity will make them. And that is why they are not interested in ECOWAS or opening the border, because they have Burkina Faso, they have Mali, they have Guinea. Guinea is where the port is. They don't need Nigeria. And these 4 countries, they have merged and formed a confederation.
Yes.
So what do you expect? They are okay. If you want to come, they know what they have. Secretly, they are watching everything. And they have a lot of information that you didn't know they have. So I don't think that is the only thing. The danger is that if Niger, as it is planning now, to build a dam, Kainji will dry. Totally. If Kainji dry, the whole northern part, including Abuja, there will be no light.
So we tap some level of energy, electricity from Niger.
Yes, because the water is flowing from there. That is why we make an agreement that they shouldn't build a dam, and we will give them electricity. And now we break the law by starving them the electricity.
Yeah.
They say, it's okay, we can hold our electricity, then they can build their dam, and they can generate. And they have that right also.
Yeah.
It's just an understanding, because
It existed before.
that existed before. We are benefiting more from them what they are benefiting. Nigeria benefit more. And that is what they have been advising the president, that look, there are historical agreements that if you break them, it's not in the interest of Nigeria. And it is now the presidency has started to realizing the consequences. These Europeans, they were in so many places. We can see how they just dug so many trenches and they abandon their supporters. We can see in Zaire how they pamper Mobutu Sese Seko. We can see in Iraq how they pamper Saddam Hussein. We can see in so many other African countries. We can see even the Libya lately, how Libya left Russia and started developing a relationship with the Western world, and how he ended up. So there is nothing like an independent decisions that will be in your short-term interest and long-term interest. And this is what now is manifesting.
Don't you begin to feel that it's high time that, democratic leaders of, African countries, West African countries begin to sit up, because they may begin to lose some other countries, back to the military, because it seems corruption is very far, from their own practice. That's kept the other, some countries, independent country like Nigeria and other countries where we are, corruption is hitting deep in the system.
It's okay.
Isn't it a message to them?
Corruption, unless we have changed our mind, we have changed our system, corruption will never ever leave Nigeria. Because as at presently, there was nobody that is not corrupt. Caught me anywhere. If you are not caught here, you will be caught there. So corruption is general now. It has eaten the fabric, because as I am talking to you, if a police or an army is being paid 50,000 naira, that cannot buy a bag of rice for 1 month, how do you expect him to survive? How, like the civilians, which I know here in Abuja, majority of people are living outside Abuja, Maraba, Yanya, Sileja, Lube, all these sites. From your house to the main road, you pay 200 naira. From that place to the city, you pay 500 naira. And maybe that is not the end of yours. You have to pay another money to reach your destination. There is no how you will spend less than 1,000 or 1,300, 400,
Absolutely.
depending on where you come from. And you have to spend another 1,000 something, depending on where you come from. So virtually every day you must spend 2,000. 2,000 times 22 days. You are talking of 44,000 naira. How much is the salary? The minimum wage is 30,000. And transport alone has taken 40-something thousand. How will you survive? Why will you not be corrupt? A small person, that is why you see, before you know, phone has lost. Because that is where these small workers can lay their hand. Before you know anything, small thing, they can go and just, for them, anything. So that, yeah. And they are human beings. They can be hungry. So it is the system that make you to be corrupt. And the system is not making people to come with transparency, to come with honesty. And the system is not paying for honesty. So this is the issue, that corruption must go. And also, in one way or the other, there is an invisible hand that is coming from this leadership. You will not know it. It is when you are there. There are a lot of invisible hands, foreign invisible hands that control the economy, that tell and guide the economic directions. And this also are making life more difficult and making life to be corruptible.
We do really hope that our leaders begin to sit up and the system will get better. As we begin to round up, let's take a look at the fact that the gathering, some native of Bauchi convened in Abuja discussing the matters regarding Senator Abdul Nengi, that the Senate should actually lift the suspension on the senator, that they want their senator back to the National Assembly. There were other issues regarding that, allegations of the senator regarding budget padding and all of that. So we understand, what the senator was trying to do. We have understand the implications thereafter. It's followed, the procedures and the laid down rule of the House for the suspension of Senator Nengi, and also other citizens and indigenous of their community are in Abuja asking the Senate to reinstate the senator. But that's not the issue. Issue was raised. The issue of constituency project. How is it well managed? From about 1999 to now, if all the funds that have been allocated to each of the federal constituency have been utilized, do you think that Nigeria would have been where we are today? Because issue of I got 200 million, I got 500 million, I got 1 billion now, has not really been felt by Nigerians. And that has been the plight of Nigerians. The people are not really seeing the evidence of where 100 million, 200 million, 1 billion are going to.
That is true. Number one, the suspension of Nengi is wrong.
What the senator has said?
No.
Otherwise?
The suspension is wrong because he is representing some people. So you should change those people for 3 months. No, they have nobody to come to talk to on their behalf, to look at their affairs, which means that you have removed them from Nigeria for 3 months. They have nobody. Nengi is the person that he said that he has made some investigations. Then if the Senate is serious, if they are not trying to hide anything from their coppers, they should have said, it's okay, bring your evidence, or let us form a committee and a disciplinary committee, 2 committees, one on ethics and privileges that should look at you for talking, if you are talking lies, or if you have your facts and it's true, that a committee should come out with a report. Secondly, form another committee that will investigate the allegation. And now, the moment you investigate, the moment the Senate talk about Nengi, the more they expose themselves. Very corruptible, very undistinguished, and very unsincere people in our chamber.
I'll briefly talk about the issue of constituency project as we begin to round up.
Yes. So on the constituency, you can see how Akpabio allocated 90 billion to his constituency. 90 billion naira in his constituency. Well, he is allocating 200 million to some constituency, some 500 million, some 1.2 billion, some so billion. You can see within themselves how they are. So it is very unfortunate we have people like that.
So does the money have a way of entering the account?
No, it's constituency project. Let me tell you how constituency project is work. They will stage it to the ministries. The ministries will give the contract, but they are the one to give the certificate of completion. So the contractor
Who brings the contractors?
It is the senator.
That recommends the contractor?
That recommends the contractor. So if he will bring the contractor and he will recommend for his payment, it's a common thing in Abuja here. So many senators have done it. They have not done the constituency project. They collided with their contractors, and they have eaten the money.
A quite very situation right there. I think we'll be making more deeper conversations regarding the issue of constituency project, because we haven't touched on issues which maybe subsequently next week on the program we'll be taking a look at some of these issues. We are where we are right now because some funds allocated for the people have not really been utilized, and this has given impact in our environment and society where people do not feel the dividends of government and democracy. And this is the high time that leaders must begin to make some sacrifices to get Nigeria working and getting better, because the country must work. Many thanks, Honorable Ibrahim Aminu, for joining us in the conversations. ADC governorship candidate from Katsina State, for joining us on the conversation today on Global Television. We deeply appreciate you. And that size will be taken on the decks. Looking forward to have you join us tomorrow, same time on Global TV. I am Edikan Michael. See you again.